First up this afternoon, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley will be in Grand Rapids today, fresh off of a loss to Donald Trump in the South Carolina primary.
Her campaign event comes one day ahead of Michigan's presidential primary. She's expected to speak within the next half hour at the Amway Grand. Political reporter Rick Albin is live there with a preview of what we can expect today. Rick?
Haley arrives in Grand Rapids, as you say, just before the in-person voting day of the election is going to take place here. But keep in mind, we've already had 9 days of in-person voting, and we've had all of that absentee time with no reason absentee voting. It goes back about 40 days. So there are a lot of ballots that have already been cast. Now, we know that in South Carolina, the former governor there was doing everything she could, spending a lot of time and a lot of money, trying to come up with a win. So far, she hasn't won any of these primaries. Trump has dominated from Iowa to New Hampshire to South Carolina. So she comes to Michigan at a time when she really needs to find some place on the map where she can win. We know that she's lost significant financial support after her loss in South Carolina, though she still raised a considerable amount of money after that loss. So, question is, what does Michigan hold for her when she gets here? Well, if you look at the new Wood-Emerson-Hill numbers that we released at 6 a.m. this morning, the story is not good. With 69% expected to vote of those Republican primary voters for former President Donald Trump, only about 20 for Ambassador Haley, and this does not look to be the place there that she will find a win on the map. So the question is, what is the play for Haley? Why does she stay in this race? If you look across polling for Super Tuesday and upcoming primary races, there is not a path for her to win, and in fact, at some point, she's going to run into that wall where Donald Trump will have enough delegates that he will become the nominee, even though there may still be primaries out there. So what does she do at that point? Does she stay until the convention, hoping that something happens that will disqualify Donald Trump? Even if she does that, she's not guaranteed that those delegates, should they be released, and we're like 5 steps away from that, but if that should happen, she is not guaranteed that those delegates go to her. So it's a little difficult to understand what the long game is, but we do know that she's here today. She has a very active list of campaign stops scheduled for the rest of the week. And, of course, in-person voting tomorrow with Nikki Haley's visit fresh on their mind may be enough for some of the more mainline Republicans to turn out in a primary that they may otherwise be relatively unenthused about. We'll be here for her speech and report throughout the afternoon. Live in downtown Grand Rapids, Rick Albin, News 8.